uh, Chair Cassidy, and I thank the ranking member too for this hearing. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for what you do. I am the granddaughter, daughter, mother, and wife of educators, and I am the black sheep in the family because I am not one. So I'm really grateful for what you all do, and I want to start with a question to you, Dr. West. The National Assessment of Education Progress provides vital data for understanding student learning nationwide over time. And you just spoke to some of the data we're seeing. Unfortunately, a lot of that recent data shows that nearly half of high school seniors are performing below basic in math, and a third are performing below basic in reading, which is unacceptable. What led to the improvements we saw in NAEP outcomes that began in the 1990s, and what has caused the downward trends that we began seeing well before COVID in the 2010s?
So to answer that question, I have to cite my colleague on here, on the panel here, Dr. Hanishek, who actually trailblazed a lot of the research trying to understand what we saw in terms of the patterns of different states and their performance on the NAEP. And what his work showed was that in the 1990s, there was a set of states that really committed themselves to an agenda around standards-based reform. Let's establish clear academic content standards. Let's test students regularly and be transparent about the results. And it was those states, some of that activity was supported by the federal government as well under the ESEA, but really it was state-led. And it was those states that made the fastest progress in the 1990s. That strategy was taken national with No Child Left Behind, and then you saw improvement in those states that were required to adopt those policies as a result of No Child Left Behind. And so I think that's the one factor for which we have the best evidence as contributing to some of those improvements over time.
Okay, and what do we know about the worsening results in the 2010s?
There, I think we have a variety of hypotheses. One of it could be the softening of those accountability policies, both federally and at the state level. I mentioned in my testimony, I'm increasingly suspicious of the role of smartphones and social media as a distraction for students, and the timing fits. You can imagine that being a particular challenge for low-performing students. And also, we're seeing similar patterns internationally, some declines in achievement. And so, that's technology transcends our borders.
Well, that anticipates my next question. So I'm going to just say, I think technology is a really important tool for learning. And I got into the hearing just as Dr. Winthrop was talking about the needs for guardrails and embracing it and understanding it. But I do think the use of smartphones and social media is hurting children's development and learning. I think there's bipartisan interest in helping parents and schools better protect children from the addictive nature of these platforms and devices. I'm going to start with you, Dr. Winthrop, because we just heard a little bit from Dr. West. But if you want to chime in after Dr. Winthrop, Dr. West, please do. What should we consider as we work to address this issue? How do we manage social media?
I mean, I think we should consider the fact that A, it's designed to be addictive.
Yeah.
B, it's designed to be individually used.
Yeah.
C, that AI is embedded in it already.
Right.
So it's not a separate thing, social media and generative AI.
Yeah.
And the other thing I think we should really consider is children's brain development, sort of cognitive and social development. I am very, very worried. Again, I'm talking about technology, unfettered access through social media or online, largely outside of school, that hurts kids' cognitive development because they can cognitively offload a lot of the work, and sort of intellectual work, we don't want that. The other piece I'm quite worried about is students' social development.
Yeah.
Brains are developed the way they are used. Yep. And if young people early on in their lives, in their formative years, early adolescence in particular, are learning to form friendships with AI chatbots that are sycophantic, meaning they will agree with whatever young people say. And so, I've talked to many, many students around the country, and one of them said, oh, my friend was talking to their AI friend, and they said the parent, they were pissed at their parents because they made them clean their room, and the AI chatbot is like, you're right, your parents are terrible.
Yeah.
And of course, a real friend would say, dude, clean your room, like it's not a big deal. And so that is not the type of socialization that we want.
Right. And I am out of time, so I'm just going to say to Dr. Hanushek that I'm going to follow up with a question for the record for you about the value of these, high-quality teacher training aligned with high-quality textbooks, which are so important, and materials so important for our students' development. And I'll be interested in your response. Thanks, Mr. Chair.